at Wild Heaven Farms. Today I just thought I'd talk to you a little bit more about these Tattler reusable canning lids. For those of you who don't know what they are, let me find one that has some in it. They come in a box with these 12 rubber rings and then 12 flats for the tops of your jars. So they've recently updated their instructions and they are now printing it on the box. But when I ordered these in the fall of 2019, they came with this sheet of paper that says revised, easier to follow canning instructions when using Tattler reusable canning lids. And it says, for best results when using Tattler reusable canning lids, follow instructions closely, especially number 3, number 5, and number 7. Now number 3 on the box says, fill jars as indicated per canning instructions for that food type. Number 3 on the new boxes that are printed now say head space. Leave a minimum of 1 inch to 1.25 inches head space. So you want to leave 1 inch no matter what the instructions in the ball book or whatever recipe you're using says, because these lids need that full inch to get their full suction down to get a good seal. So if you've been filling your jars to 1/4 inch and experiencing a lot of seal failures, that could be your reason. So start using a 1 inch headspace. If you're doing apples, they expand so much that you want to make sure you leave 1.25 inches. That's why they say 1 inch to 1.25 inches, because if you know something expands in the jar, go ahead and leave 1.25 inches. Okay, so let's go on to the number 5 direction that has also changed. And on the box it is printed, snug the metal band much the same as with the conventional metal lids in process. Easy seal lids do not require special pre-process tightening, they are self-venting. And then it says retightening metal band is always recommended after processing to check for band that possibly loosened during processing. And the new instructions say, screw band on jar loosely, center lid on jar and hold in place with finger while tightening the metal screw band fingertip tight. To get a feel for the correct tightness prior to processing, place the jar on a countertop or other smooth surface. Place your index finger on the lid with not too much pressure while tightening the metal band. Screw the metal band until the jar begins to spin on the countertop. So if you're lightly holding it with a pot holder and you spin the ring, when you feel it start to move, that's when it's tight enough. Do not over tighten. This is perfect for processing. The product must be allowed to vent during process, which means the air that's inside the jar needs to be able to get sucked out through the rubber ring and the lid and the ring that tightens it up. Okay, number 7 on the box says, when jars have cooled, remove metal band and determine by feel if lids are securely sealed. Sealed jars may be stored without metal bands if desired. The paperwork that came with it says, once the process is completed and the jars are removed from the pressure canner or water bath, wait 3 to 5 minutes for the bubbling to die down, because this is pressure releasing from the jar. Place a towel over the still hot jar for safety and finish tightening the metal band. Now just let the jar cool naturally. When cool, remove the metal band and lift the jar slightly by the lid. It should be well sealed. It should be well sealed. They just didn't put a period at the end. Okay, so the only time I do this is if I notice when I'm taking it out that one of the rings is loose. So if it's loose, like if I've done something that I've had the canner going for 90 minutes, like meat, I do check all of those because they do tend to loosen up from the gentle rocking of just the pressure canning process. So, but if it's something that you water bath really fast, like pineapples or applesauce or something like that, generally they're not going to need tightened at all, because they don't get rocked around for 90 minutes inside the pressure canner. So if you have these old boxes, please look it up. I'm going to write them down, number 3, 5, and 7, at the end of this video, and show it to you so that you can take a screenshot or whatever you need to do to be sure that you're using the right instructions when it comes to canning with Tattler reusable canning lids. All right, guys, thanks again. I'm Mary from Wild Heaven Farms. Be sure to subscribe to my channel.